What's up, guys? I'm here with Dalton.
Hello.
And Jacob.
What's going on?
And I'm Jordan. Marvel Cinematic Universe. I can already see Dalton shaking his head. Dalton, why don't you tell me what do you think of the current statement before we get into the future?
Listen, I understand why they're still making movies. They want that moolah, that money. Let's all get real here. After Endgame, it should have just stopped. It should have just stopped. Thor flopped. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness flopped. She-Hulk flops. No. All the extra TV shows.
The reviews say it is flopped. Bad. Yes, it's one of the worst reviewed shows they've done.
I'm not finished. Falcon and the Winter Soldier flopped. Oh yeah, it flopped.
I never watched it.
It's good.
The one with Haley Steinfeld and what's her name?
Okay.
Flopped. Oh, I'm not done. Shang-Chi was decent.
That's a good one.
But flopped. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Black Widow flopped.
But that was expected.
Of course it did, because everything after Endgame is gonna flop. Well, except for Spider-Man. Spider-Man was okay. I give them credit where credit's due.
Well, you also forgot about the what's the other one that they came out with? They teamed up. The Eternals.
Yeah, that one was.
Oh, guess what? Flopped. Dude, the Marvel is dying bad.
No. So I'm gonna speak a little bit, and then before Jacob gets on the Marvel dick riding speech and kind of brings us back in. I disagree with everything flopping and dying like you're talking about.
Yeah.
I 100% agree, though. They are stagnant. Like, this was the Endgame, and we got camera cut out, right? This is where they've been. You're saying they went down. I'm saying they're like this. It's kind of like floating. And the past few movies, kind of started fucking dip. But yeah, I agree. It's not dying. It's stagnant. I think the future looks meek for them, though. All right, Jacob, what do you think?
So I disagree with everything that Dalton said, except for the Internals part. Yeah, that movie kind of sucked. But no, I mean, I get what they're setting up. They're setting up like the multiversal part of it. So I mean, it's pretty cool. And also, She-Hulk, I watched like the first 2 episodes. I think what She-Hulk is a filler for what they're about to do with the Hulk. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that later. But She-Hulk's actually not a bad show. It's not. It's got some dumb parts in it.
All the reviews disagree with you.
Yeah.
Let me piggyback off what you just said.
It's not a bad show.
So I like how you said it's a setup for the Hulk, right? And I completely 100% agree with you on that. Okay. I don't like how they're doing my guy Bruce. Okay. So I saw a video the other day, or a picture or something like that, and I'm like, that is so true. Remember whenever the original Avengers, the first one, that big thing came down and Bruce pulls up, and all of a sudden the Hulk comes out and he punches that thing and stops the alien.
And She-Hulk takes him out with a Jeep.
A Jeep Wrangler can knock over the Hulk.
Ain't even a V8 that bitch.
A wall of rocks.
A 4x4 vehicle can knock the Hulk off his feet? Since when?
It ain't even got a V8 in that bitch.
Nuh-uh.
It's probably a 4-cylinder. Who knows?
Probably 6.
6, yeah.
But
no, see, here's the thing, is that what they're doing with the Hulk, it's just a theory at this point, but they're leading more into it. So, like I said, they're setting up the multiverse. They're setting up Secret Wars, which I cannot, like, if they do Secret Wars right, it's going to put Marvel back on top. But they got to do Fantastic Four right before they can do Secret Wars right.
That's a challenge because no one has been able to do Fantastic Four well.
So, and in D23, the Disney, pretty much the Comic-Con version for Disney, they're announcing the cast for the Fantastic Four. Of course, we know that there's already been some like people already announced, but we just don't know what role they're playing yet. But what they're doing with the Hulk, they're setting it up for World War Hulk, pretty much. So in She-Hulk, he already talks about like the inhibitor he's got on his arm to keep him in Bruce Banner form. And even in the comics, that Smart Hulk was only there for just a little bit, and then finally broke out and like just went on a rampage. But in this one, in the series, in the beginning of episode 1, they get cut off by a Sicarian ship. And Sakaar was the planet that Thor and Hulk were on. So they get cut off, and then that's what, a little bit of Bruce's blood gets into his cousin's blood, and they mix, and that's what makes her She-Hulk in this scenario. But later on in episode 2, she calls him to talk to him about taking on Emil Blonsky's case, because they're setting up the Thunderbolts movie, which is pretty cool. And then he's on that Sicarian ship, flying back to what we think is Sakaar. So, and on that planet, in the comics, he ends up getting a wife, having kids, and all that stuff. And I think the planet blows up or something happens. I forget what. It's been a minute since I've looked into it and read up on it, but that happens, and the Illuminati is the one in the comics. The Illuminati is the one who sent them there. So the Illuminati's, Reed Richards, Iron Man, and all that, in the comics. And then he comes back to Earth, and he is just ruthless. Now, in the MCU version of the Hulk, they're not going to be able to really do a World War Hulk. Like, not like the comics, I don't think. If they do, it'd be like the last thing that Marvel does. But I don't think Mark Ruffalo is going to stay as the Hulk that long for that to happen. So, what right now in the Phase 5 coming up, it's going to be Spider-Man and somebody, I forget who else. Spider-Man, and I can't remember who it is, but they're going to be in the forefront, kind of like how Iron Man and Captain America were. But they're going to be in the forefront. They're bringing back Daredevil. Marvel said that we're going to see his lighter side, but he's getting like 28 episodes. They're bringing back John Bernthal's The Punisher. They're bringing him back. Yeah, they are. But see, what I also like about She-Hulk is that
let me correct you there. They're not. They are. The director, one of the director or the producer. I can look it up, but one of the producers tweeted it, like, "Oh yeah, it's coming back and all this." And then like a day later, she's like, "I'm sorry, that's not true," or something like that. I'll pull it up in a second.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I want it to come back. I love that show. I
want to piggyback off what Jacob said earlier about the Fantastic Forecast.
Yes.
It's not been confirmed, but go let the viewers know real quick. The rumored people are John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
Kranansky.
Whatever.
That's how you pronounce it.
John Krasinski and his wife.
And Emily Blunt as
Storm.
As Storm.
Sue Storm. That's her name.
Oh, I thought you said Storm like X-Men. I'm like, a little off there. Also, Vin Diesel.
No.
Yes. No.
They were talking about.
He has to protect family.
They were talking about whatchamacallit being the thing. From How I Met Your Mother, and
Jason Segel.
Yeah. Not Jason Segel. Jason Segel. Yeah.
And then the Human Torch was gonna be Dave Franco.
That wouldn't be bad.
Mm-hmm. That is a rumored cast. Nothing's confirmed until they produce it, obviously, and let us know. But that is the rumored cast.
Yeah. No, they in to get on the mutants. Since you said something about Storm. So Miss Marvel, that show, I haven't
watched it.
I'm not. They made her into a mutant. Like, she's the first official mutant in the MCU. Even though she's an Inhuman, technically, they're going to turn her into a mutant. And in She-Hulk episode 2, it's like a blink and you'll miss it Easter egg where they say, it's like a little headline, and it says, "Man in a bar fight with metal claws."
I saw that.
So they hinted at Wolverine. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with Wolverine. They can't take him back to World War II, because then you're going to be like, oh, okay, you met up with Cap. What I was thinking earlier was, like, what if they do it where, like, he was in the war with the Punisher? And then, do it like that. Because you got to think about it. In the Infinity Saga, the gauntlet was snapped 4 times. It was snapped 4 times. Thanos snapped everybody away. Thanos snapped to destroy the stones. Then they went back in time and gathered the stones. And the Hulk snapped everybody back. And then Tony Stark snapped everybody away. So 4 times. So with all that energy dispersed around the world, at 3 times around Earth. But they could make the mutants like that. And that'd be pretty cool. There are a couple of fan castings that are going on, like Taron Egerton might be Wolverine. And a couple of other. I mean, I don't know. If Marvel gets the Fantastic Four right, though, it'll be Secret Wars will be okay.
All right.
Secret Wars will be okay. I'm waiting on it to get better, but I don't think it's dying. I think it's about to be on the come up again.
It's not dying.
I think it's about to be on the come up again.
I think it's stagnant. I think they're at a crossroads.
It's dead.
I think they're about to get better because Blade's about to come out.
So I agree. I don't think it's dying. I think it's stagnant. But instead of all these hypotheticals and shit, let's talk about what is confirmed.
I can tell you what's confirmed.
Jacob,
there's a
look at the fucking camera.
Calm down.
So, here is where we are right now. Y'all can see my mouth, right?
Yeah, on the floor.
Wait, can you see? Which way can you see my mouth? Can you see my mouth here?
Yeah, on Thor.
Yeah, all right. So Thor and Love and Thunder is where we're at now. As Dalton said, I think the audience was like, it was like 60% or something. I'll have an overlay here of what it was.
Can I make a comment about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Thor: Love and Thunder. If you went in looking for a movie, you did not find it.
Dalton, you're lagging.
Yeah.
Really?
You cut out. Yeah, you cut out right there.
Okay.
What you said.
Am I better now?
Yeah.
Okay. If you went into the theaters to watch Thor: Love and Thunder, to watch a Marvel movie, you did not find it.
What did you find?
You found a love story. Okay. You did not go in there to find a Marvel action-filled movie that we're all used to. That was a love story. And we can all attest to that. I do believe they could have added so much more to that, action-wise, that would have been more appealing for the general audience. That's my comment. That's my opinion.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
The last one I watched was the Doctor Strange or Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Visually beautiful. Plot horrible.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Visually, loved it.
I take that back. Visually, it was great. Other than the fucking CGI, which also goes back into the She-Hulk thing. CGI is horrible. The fucking eye right there on Doctor Strange, that was laughable. That was like a college student in 2007 level of CGI work. That was fucking laughable.
That was also a post-credit scene, so.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, no, that was at the very end of it. That's right. The post-credit, I watched the post-credit scene. So.
As Dalton, I'm going to scroll down here. We're going to go a little further back before we go forward. Everyone likes Spider-Man. It did really well.
It was
Flopped. That did flop. I have to agree. Eternals did flop.
Yeah. Internals sucked.
And Shang-Chi, I didn't watch it. I didn't hear I didn't hear like it flopped or died or horrible, but I didn't hear gotta go see it. Right? It's just a movie. Black Widow. Yeah.
About what 5-6 years too late.
It was so bad. It ended early in theaters and went straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to come out like they delayed the release of it for like 2 years, like 2-3 years, and then I mean,
it would have been better whenever if the timeline would have been better, right? If she was still alive and everything, I think it would have done better.
100%. Like the timeline of it comes out like right after Civil War.
Yeah.
So if it would have been the next movie after that, and then Endgame happened, it would have been okay.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Yeah. It would have actually done good. But then they were like, well, we killed her off, so let's go ahead and make a girl superhero movie.
Completely agree.
So Spider-Man, once again, it's a Spider-Man movie. They typically do well. And then, of course, the last Avengers that everyone likes. Everyone loved that. But so I agree with Dalton. The Avengers Endgame, pinnacle, that last of the greatest moment. I'm not saying all these are bad. But as you can tell, I mean, that's fucking 3 years ago at this point, right? This is not. So that didn't come out last year, and they kind of been stagnant. Yeah, but like Jacob said, they're setting up the future, and that's why in my opinion, they're at a crossroads. They can go either way. They can go down, or they can continue their success. Because right now, they're the only ones fucking making movies. Any blockbuster movie, if a new blockbuster movie comes out, it's a 50% chance it's a fucking Marvel movie. Yeah, go ahead, Dalton.
So I know we're talking about the past movies, and I know you're trying to segue us into the future movies right here. Can I go ahead and say that I'm looking forward to the next 3 films that comes out?
Well, that's a great segue. Let's pull them up.
By the way, for the Black Panther Wakanda Forever, have they confirmed yet? Is it Michael B. Jordan becoming it, or is it going to be the Shuri?
No, they ain't confirmed anything. I don't think they are going to confirm it until until the movie's out.
Question. Go
ahead.
What do you mean, Michael B. Jordan? Michael B. Jordan is the villain in the first.
Yes,
Killmonger. They're talking about bringing him back.
Mm-hmm. So we know. Sorry, Jordan. Chadwick Boseman, he passed away.
That was what I was going to ask.
Yeah. So he passed away in real life, and I think weren't they filming this? Yeah. So they were like mid-film when he passed away. So maybe they do a transition scene inside the movie somewhere. Honestly, I would like Michael B. Jordan or Killmonger to be the what happened?
It's Jacob's probably. It's probably you got Spencer.
Okay. I prefer if Killmonger got it in Black Panther, but if Shuri gets it, I can see why she gets it. I just hope they don't do this big feminist power movement with it. Does that make sense?
Well,
I think if they do it,
it's 2022. You know what's gonna happen.
No, I don't think if they do it. I mean, it'll be pretty good if Shuri gets it. But Shuri in the comics plays somebody completely different, so I don't think they're gonna do that with her. If anything, they'll probably do it with the White Ape. What's his name?
Oh, yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean? They'll probably do it with
the one in the mountains.
Yeah,
I like that.
Forget who he actually plays, but that's his character name. They might do it with him, which would be pretty cool because they didn't really portray him as a villain per se, even though in the comics he is a villain. So I think in this one, like Marvel's kind of doing like the anti-hero thing a little bit more than anything, and their big villain's going to be Kang and Doctor Strange. But I think after this, I think they're going to start setting up what's called the Cabal. And it's pretty much, you know how like the Illuminati is in Marvel? You saw them, like the Cabal is the opposite version of that. That's like the Masters of Evil versus the Justice League.
So before you go off on some really deep tangent, what do you mean setting Doctor Strange as the villain? Kind of like what they did in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness?
I'm sorry, not Doctor Strange. Doctor Doom is what I mean.
Okay.
Doctor Doom. My bad. Yeah, no, Doctor Doom.
So let's I guess we can move on to the next one here, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I enjoyed the Ant-Man and the Wasp movies. I really liked the first one. I thought the second one wasn't as strong, but wasn't bad. I liked the first one. I really did. What's up with this one? I haven't heard anything about this one.
So this one, this Quantumanium, it's gonna like really introduce. Like, if you watched Loki, like the Marvel series Loki,
I'm aware of it.
So Kang talks to Loki and pretty much says like, I have different variants myself, and each one's worse than the other. And he was pretty much the cool, calm variant of himself. We're about to get Kang the Conqueror, who's just pretty much in the name Conqueror, and he's pretty much like a badass, but he can manipulate time, jump over. He's over the TVA. In I think Ant-Man. I think it's the first Ant-Man, or the second.
It's the first one when he went super subsonic.
Yeah, so like there's like a little like what in the background of it. There's like a little Easter egg. Looks like a town or a city, and people were calling that like the TVA maybe because the TVA is like in a time space vortex where like time doesn't really matter. So I think it's gonna take place maybe there. And they're going to set up Kang the Conqueror. There's actually, like, they've been trying to leak the trailer, but Marvel's been really on top of it. But there's a scene from the trailer where it looks like Ant-Man and Kang meet for the first time, and Kang looks at him and goes, "Haven't I killed you before?" And it's going to be one of those. Like, I think it's going to be really good. Like, they're going to set Kang up to be, like, one of the badasses.
To circle back earlier when I was talking about the Disney spinoff shows,
Yeah,
Loki was great. Loved it.
They've announced season 2.
Love Loki. All right,
So I'm gonna move on here. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I mean, I kind of want to see that. Those movies have been pretty good.
Yep.
I don't want to spend too much time on it. I think everyone understands. If you're this far into fucking Marvel, you know what the Guardians is.
They're gonna focus more on Rocket on this one.
So what's up with the Marvels? What is that?
So, it's Miss Marvel.
oh God,
It's gonna be Miss Marvel, the girl from the show, Captain Marvel, and Dalton. You watched WandaVision, didn't you?
it was okay.
So you know the what's her name, who plays the daughter of Captain Marvel's best friend, the agent that walks through the force field and all that stuff.
Oh, the black lady. Yes.
Yeah. So in the comics, her name's Photon, and technically she is a mutant. Kinda. I think they're gonna make her one of those too.
She got her powers
in it as well.
She got her powers by walking through Wanda's thing.
Yeah, like mutated her.
Yeah.
So, and I think Fury is going to be in this one, and there's a couple more that are rumored to be in it. I can't remember what it is, but Fury's going to be in it. And
I'm going to tell you
on that.
The Marvels gonna flop.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It is.
I don't think it is.
It is.
I'll be honest with you. I think the next lineup of the next 4 movies are gonna do amazing. Black Panther's gonna do the best, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then you're gonna have Ant-Man and the Wasp coming in second place, and then Guardians of the Galaxy are gonna come in right up under Ant-Man, and then the Marvels are gonna come in obviously last because of how the first one was.
I think the Marvels is. I think it's gonna do better. I think it's gonna do. My bad. You talk for a long time, which is good because you know a lot about this. I'm just trying to like break up the thing, which is fine. You're passionate about it, which is great. You're leading the subject. I'm gonna cut all this out, obviously. Yeah. So I'm gonna cut in what you said about Marvels coming in last. I think the Marvels is really gonna do as well as probably Black Widow. And it's not because, and I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you're misogynist, right? It's a woman movie. That's why." And like, no, Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman was great, right? That's a woman's movie. I'll let you talk in a second.
That's DC, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying it's not a woman thing, right? That was a good movie. And it's not like all women led movies. We were talking about Predator last week. The original Alien, right? That was a great movie. Woman hero, action hero, lead character. So it's not that. It's the I'm better because I'm a woman. That shit doesn't sell. All right, that shit fucking sucks because it's stupid. All right, make a good movie and don't make it like don't quit trying to push this shit, right? And you'll fucking make a good movie. You have Marvel and Disney in the fucking title. It'll sell. Just stop. All right, I'm off a soapbox with that.
Okay, so if I had to put these movies in order, the next four, Black Panther is going to gross the most, then Guardians, then Ant-Man, and then Marvels.
Yeah.
I personally think Marvels is going to be as bad as like how Jordan just said as Black Widow, and probably skip the theaters portion, cut it short again, and put straight on Disney Plus due to the amount of money they're losing. Okay, that's just me. Also, Jordan, you sound like Andrew Tate right then. Okay, so.
RIP. They took my homies' accounts.
I don't think the Marvels are going to do as bad as Black Widow. I think it's going to do. I think it's going to do a lot
worse.
better. I think it's going to do a lot better.
I think it's
than
going
Black
to be worse.
Widow. Mainly because, like, see, Black Widow, they just delayed it for so long. You know what I mean? And it's just completely out of order.
So,
you can't do that.
I think it's going to do worse because Black Widow was an actually liked character and a liked actress. Most people do not like Miss Marvel, and they don't like Brie Larson.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, Brie Larson as Captain Marvel didn't really do that great.
She doesn't have America's ass.
And it's Captain America's ass.
That's right.
What do y'all think about Blade?
That's what I was going to get to. So I didn't know they were doing Blade, dude. I fucking love the Blade movies. All right, the first one is probably a little better. The CGI is horrible. Right? Fucking, it's a low budget movie. They got a little worse as they made them, but I love them. I love them what they are. They're campy fucking horror vampire movies. His second vampire that come up tonight. Jacob, you probably have more knowledge about this. Is this going to be a TV show or a movie? Sorry, Dalton?
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
By the way, the OG Blade,
Wesley Snipes
cannot be beat. Okay, and going to let you guys know now, there are 3 Blades. Okay.
Oh, there are.
One, the first one will not be topped ever. Now, the second one, we can skip it, okay? But the third one, the one with Ryan Reynolds,
Triple H.
They faced Dracula.
Great.
Excuse me?
Great movie.
Side note, The Blade was the first Marvel movie.
Yep. Yes, it was.
But, Jordan, check out, more about the new Blade, the overrated one. Go ahead.
I don't think it's going to be overrated. I think it's going to be pretty good. I mean, so they kind of set up Blade a little bit in the Eternals. The post-credit scene of the Eternals, you hear his voice in the background as Jon Snow goes to reach for his sword.
Jon Snow. Kid Harington.
Kid Harington. So they're setting Kid Harington up to be, what's his name? Something
Black Knight.
Black Knight, which is pretty cool because he got a cursed sword and stuff. And I think they're going to get him a little bit more in Blade, maybe. Or he might be a post-credit scene in Blade too. But Mahershala Ali is playing Blade. I think he's going to do amazing.
I don't know who that is.
What can I think that you've seen him in? You can probably look him up real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking him up. Y'all keep talking.
He was on the. He was a famous pianist.
Yeah, that movie. I can't think of that movie. That's a good movie though. No, he's gonna be playing Blade. There's not really much on Blade right now that we know about, other than the fact that they're doing the Midnight Suns. I don't really know much about the Midnight Suns. I need to do a little bit more research into that. But if they set that up, it's pretty much like
Green Book,
the magical, like the dark magic of the Marvel Universe. Like he teams up with Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, all of them. So I think it's gonna be pretty good. If they do Blade right, Blade will probably be like one of the highest grossing Marvel movies out there. If they make it into a horror movie, if they're bringing Deadpool into it, because Marvel and Disney's already said they're going to keep Deadpool R rated.
Hell yeah.
So if they make Blade R rated, it will do amazing.
You know, I would love if they brought Deadpool into that movie just so Deadpool can reference his old character. That would be iconic.
So people were talking about his old character in that since they've set up the Marvel, like the multiverse, about his old character coming back from Blade 3. Because in the comics, his character is like a vampire detective.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, it'll be pretty good. But no, I think it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, Mahershala Ali.
By the way, that movie Green Book is very underrated.
It is. You know, he's apologized for that movie.
For what?
What's it about? I don't know anything about it.
It's pretty much like loosely based around a true story. Like, he's a pianist who goes, I don't really know the full story of it, but like he goes around and he has like this guy who's an Irishman who drives him around, and he's like this famous pianist. And but like Mahershala Ali didn't talk to the family, and the movie's kind of like the White Knight who comes in to save the day. And apparently the family was like, that's not at all how their friendship was.
I got you.
Yeah, like the family was kind of pissed off about it. It's understandable.
So I'm kind of excited about the next one here, Captain America: New World Order. So in my opinion, the other than like, of course, this, which is not fair because it's a combination of all the movies. My favorite solo standalone movie of all fucking Marvel is
Civil War.
Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is my favorite movie out of all of them. So I'm kind of excited about the New World Order. Hopefully don't jack that up either.
So I think they're gonna start introducing, like, there's rumors that they're gonna start introducing like mutants into like each little movie. Like there's rumors like for the Marvels, like Rogue might be in it. That's the other character I was thinking of. In New World Order, there's rumors that they might be introducing Wolverine into it.
So I guess moving on, we can skip the last three. We've talked extensively on those already. But what's up with the Thunderbolts? What is that? I don't know anything about that one.
So the Thunderbolts are like anti-heroes, like Abomination. He's part of it.
Okay.
I text you a picture of the cast that's going to be in it.
It's basically the Suicide Squad version of
pretty much Marvel. Yeah.
So
it's going to have the Winter Soldier in it. Ghost is going to be in it. So we're going to see her again, I think. Who else? U.S. Agent, who's pretty much the guy from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's going to be in it. And there's a couple of more that are going to be in it, but they haven't announced them yet, or they haven't been introduced yet, or they might have. I know I'm missing a couple.
Yeah, but it's essentially like the anti-heroes, like you're talking about, the Suicide Squad. Okay, and are they? Is it kind of? I don't know anything about them. So is it kind of like Suicide Squad, where like they're like forced to be good?
So like they're kind of. I think they're kind of like manipulated into being like, they're like, oh hey, you're a bad guys. The only way you're going to be, and they might play it a little bit different, like, because in the comics, the Thunderbolts are what set off pretty much the first Civil War, the first Sokovia Accords. So I don't know how they're going to set them up right here.
So that concludes our analysis of the current and future state of Marvel. Where do you guys think Marvel's heading? Comment below and let us know. Also, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really, really, really helps us. Thank you.